The following program is intended for mature audiences.
A democratic republic of sports. The Sportsocracy with ESPN Asheville hosts Tank Spencer and Jeremy Greene.
And welcome into the Sportsocracy. Tank Spencer and Jeremy Greene with you here in the Wicked Weed studio, wickedweedbrewing.com. Drink different. And yes, it is a Monday morning. Man. Wow. What? So, yeah. What about the Kansas City Chiefs? What? Jeremy loses the torture ticket bet for the second week in a row. And I'm feeling okay despite the loss to my team. I'm feeling pretty good.
You shouldn't feel good because your team got housed by the terrible,
well, there is that
horrendous Washington football team.
There is that, but I can take solace in the fact that you lost the torture ticket bet. Chiefs beat the Raiders 41-14 last night. I mean, I tried to tell you.
You did not see that coming. And I'm going to say the same thing you said to me. You didn't see the Dolphins winning that game. You did not see Kansas City blowing them out. Your hatred for the Raiders has literally lived for so long that it's become true.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to be that's our first overreaction, Monday overreaction.
Yeah.
The noise has caught up to the Raiders, and unfortunately, that is true.
Yeah.
That defense is fucking horrendous.
Mm-hmm.
And Gus Bradley, I understand that you were a head coach in this league. You've been a coordinator for a long time. There was absolutely no adjustment.
Yeah.
That offense became so unbelievably predictable, and there was nothing the Raiders could do about it. So the Dolphins tacked with Lamar Jackson. That was a lot of what the Raiders did. The problem is that's the downside of what can happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can definitely get blown out. Michael Whiteside says Tank spent weeks trying to give up on the Chiefs and now trying to take a victory lap. Yep. I mean, that's how it is. I tried to tell you. I tried to tell you that Kansas City was going to win that game. Now, did I know that they were going to win in a blowout? Absolutely not.
No,
absolutely not. But this is how bad it can be. Look, this is how good the Kansas City Chiefs can be, and this is how bad the Raiders can be. I have felt that the entire year. That yes, they play good most of the time, but there are still holes for that team. That's why I don't believe in them. That's why I called them fool's gold, because they look really good at times, and they still have the capability to do stuff like they did last night.
Yeah, they're. This is just like Kelvin Joyner said. Sadly, this is a different team. He said that in our Discord last night as well. Speaking of that, if you're in the House of Reprehensibles, there is a link on the member page to take you to the Discord. That is our chat that you can talk to us all day. Every day we're in that. I'm in it off and on pretty much all day.
I still have to download it on my phone. I haven't done that yet.
Of course you do. Who's shocked? Show of hands? Anybody?
Like, wait, that's something new I have to install? Come on.
Who's shocked that Tank struggles with technology? Anybody?
No.
Nobody? Oh,
no,
okay.
show hands. Nobody? Elephant in the room. He's back. Cam Newton is back. We're going to get into all of it as we break down each and every game here from Week 10. Welcome everybody into the chat box here in the Sportsocracy. Be sure to hit the subscribe button. Join the House of Reprehensibles if you have not. Share the video out with your friends so they can join us as well each and every weekday morning here in the Wicked Weed studio, wickedweedbrewing.com. Drink different. And yeah, Cam Newton, he comes back and the Carolina Panthers pull off the big upset. And guess who gets all the glory?
Which is stupid. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Guy that ran 8 plays. Oh, but he scored 14 points in 8 minutes. Yeah, because he was giving the ball to the 2-yard line twice.
Something to be said for mojo, man.
Yeah, look, you want to know why people like me hate Cam Newton? Because the first touchdown is proof positive of why. I've never had this good of an example in my life.
Okay.
Scores a touchdown. Little 2-yard, little power run. Cool, you're a fullback.
Mm-hmm.
Then what's he do? He scores the touchdown, then what's he do?
Then he celebrates.
No. How did he celebrate?
Oh, he took his helmet off.
There you go. He has to take his helmet off, and I'm back. No, you were a power fullback. That's your back there, pudding pants. And as soon as you did it, in a rule that has literally been in the league since I've been an adult, 15 yards. That's Cam Newton in a nutshell. I had to get my moment. The team be damned. That is what I hate about him. That is the definition of what I hate about him. And the fact that he played 8 snaps yesterday and somehow that was on him. No. You want me to explain what happened yesterday? Because it's real easy when you watch the film.
Yep.
The defense, was good. Shocker. Yep. It was good against a backup quarterback. Tremendous. A team that could not run a greasy peg up a cat's ass. Tremendous. That's fine for you. You want to give credit for the win yesterday? Let me tell you in order who that credit should go to.
Okay.
Matt Rule should be 1. Unequivocally not close. Christian McCaffrey should be 2. The defense should be 3. And P.J. Walker should be a very close 4. Cam Newton should be somewhere between the guy selling tickets and whoever cleaned the bathrooms when the stadium closed. That's where he fits in.
You're wrong about that.
I'm not wrong about that.
You are wrong about that.
He threw 4 passes in this entire game.
And that's
One
fine.
of them almost got a receiver.
And that's fine.
Stop talking for a minute. One of them almost got a fucking receiver. I've been waiting to do this all day, so you're not going to cut me off. One of them almost got a receiver decapitated. The other one was 15 yards short. You want to keep playing this game? More power to you. You want to be happy? You want to be excited? Yeah! Super Cam! Good luck. Because now you're beholden to it. Now this is your quarterback for 2 years. The guy that threw 4 passes, and 2 of them were horrendous. But that's the reason we won. He's the motivator of the team. If you need that, you're a high school team. And you've watched entirely too many Disney movies, which is my Panthers overreaction. Cam's return will drive the Panthers to the playoffs. You have watched one too many Disney movies. If you watched that yesterday and do not realize he was put on a tee to score twice for that purpose, and I'll give Matt Rule that. That's what the purpose was to hype the team up. Oh, Cam's back. Cool. He'll start next week. Good luck. Because you know what I saw in 4 passes? The exact same quarterback I've seen for 5 years. The guy that you could not get out of town quick enough 2 years ago. You could not get, every Panther fan I know could not get him off this team fast enough. He's the same guy.
Yeah.
He's the same guy. Oh, look at Robbie Anderson. He looks so engaged. Yeah, he didn't drop. Let's see, he had, 20 drops going into yesterday?
Something like that.
DJ Moore had 17 or 15 or something like that. Weird. They didn't do that for Cam Newton or P.J. Walker. That's weird how that works. And the line, that's shocking what a quarterback can look like when you're not just look like you're playing Frogger. But you want to be happy? More power to you. You be happy.
You're going to be
You be just ecstatic. We're Super Cam. Yeah, Cam Newton. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to sit back and watch this, and I'm going to take my beer, and I'm going to crack her open, and I'm going to sit back and watch how this works.
What did we say about this move when it was made? That this is about momentum. This is about emotion. This was an emotional move. It was not a football move. I still maintain it was an emotional response to our team sucks, our quarterback sucks. What can we do to interest people? Okay, well then we went out and got Cam Newton, and Cam Newton comes in, and what happens? Cam is old Cam again. Not technically, not on the football field.
Even kind of.
No, but he's emotionally old Cam. He comes in and invigorates the fan base, and immediately everybody jumps on his side. And there's something to be said for that.
Yeah, in high school. There's certainly something to be said for that in high school. If you need this limited of a quarterback to get you engaged, you're not an NFL football player. Period. If you need this Johnny rah-rah bullshit to get you engaged, that tells me everything I need to know about you. You know who doesn't do shit like this? The Baltimore Ravens don't do shit like this. I was going to say
the Pittsburgh Steelers.
The Pittsburgh Steelers, the good teams, don't do shit like this. And I got news for you. You can see what you want to. It's much like, what are those pictures called where you have to like look through them in the picture, the 3D thing?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can see what you want to. You can 100% see what you want to. You know what I saw? I saw a team that still has to play the Washington football team, that Dolphins defense that just drove Lamar Jackson to drinking. The Bills, the Buccaneers twice, the Saints. Who am I forgetting at the end of this? No, that's it.
That's it.
Yeah. That's what I see. And I see that you're now stuck with him. Good luck. Good luck.
I mean, they're already talking about it.
Oh, yeah.
They're moving on as if Sam Darnold is not going to play again in 2021. And what was the back end of that? The back end of that little, insight into the Carolina Panthers locker room was that he's going to be given the opportunity to start next year. So they're planning. They're already planning on having a quarterback battle next year in camp between Cam Newton and Sam Darnold.
And here's the thing. I need to say this. I have no desire for the Panthers to be bad. I did have someone over the weekend on our Facebook page say, well, why would you attack the team that pays you? First of all, they don't pay us a dime. They're very good to us.
Right.
They don't pay us a dime.
No.
And here's my bigger question. Why would you want me to lie to you? You want me, so that's the most millennial shit I've ever heard in my life. You want me to repeat your opinion. Well, here's the thing. I don't agree with it. So why would I do that? See, my opinions are stuck to me and me alone. This is still not a good move. Oh, you came in and beat Arizona. Sweet. With backup quarterback. Tremendous. That's great.
But we did something that the San Francisco 49ers couldn't do, who you swear are better than us.
Yeah, and I still would swear they're better than you.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. That's where Panther fans are coming from right now.
No, Panther fans are coming from the fact they like Cam. And this is, I'm going to level with you. This is Jacksonville Jaguar shit. This is Tim Tebow playing tight end. Because you can't watch him throw a pass in the NFL and go, that is a legitimate NFL quarterback. You can't do it. I mean, you want to run the veer? More power to you. That's what he can do. The little RPOs and shit, tremendous.
Yeah.
You know why NFL teams don't do that on a consistent basis? Kansas City did it last night, but it was quick, out of the hand, with the intention of throwing it. The only way I'm not throwing it is if the linebacker that I'm spying on drops to that receiver. That's the only way I hand the ball off. Cam Newton is running this with no intention of passing whatsoever. None. There's a reason we don't run the triple option in the NFL. It doesn't work. So now you have a greatly limited quarterback that you're beholden to. That's what you wanted. That's fine. Me, as somebody that could not give a furry rat's ass, will sit back and just go, cool, I've watched this. I've watched this exact same story 3 years in a row. I watched Bill Belichick, who we will get to later, look at this quarterback and go, I'm good. I would rather have a grossly limited Jared Stidham and a definition of average Mac Jones. And it's not even close. He had Cam Newton for half of this and went, I'm good. I'm good.
I'm not sitting here trying to defend it saying, oh, this is going to turn things around. I'm saying this is what the fan base wants, and they're playing into it. They're steering hard into that skid of we need to give the fan base what they want. And they got exactly what they wanted yesterday because now the narrative can continue. Now the narrative is embedded of Cam's back. Look, he only touched the ball 8 times, and we beat the hell out of the best team in the NFC. They will forget all about the Kyler Murray thing. They will forget all about the DeAndre Hopkins thing. It will just be, look what Cam did. We beat a one-loss team with Cam Newton on the sidelines, and that's all it took. And now it'll be a sellout crowd when they go back to Carolina.
And what irritates me is the same coach that you were ready to run out of town a week ago. Now all of a sudden, this is our team. We're a playoff team now. If you are, and you're not, the credit here goes to Matt Rule, not to Super Cam, who comes in and runs 8 plays. Here's what you don't want to hear if you're a Panthers fan, and it's the fucking truth. That's the best you've looked, and Cam Newton was a glorified Taysom Hill. That could actually work, by the way. You won't do it because you're so beholden to we got to sell tickets and sell out crowds and hype up the fan base. Cool. The first time he comes out and throws 3 interceptions, and I'm telling you right now, I'm looking at the game he's going to do it. Just, I will be here to smile and wave.
Is that the Bills game?
No, it's Miami Dolphins.
Oh, okay.
So Miami's going to defend him the exact same way they defended Lamar Jackson. Good luck. Run your little cute veer. That's adorable.
Right.
Run it. Run your RPO. Run your whatever. That's fine. It's a grossly limited offense. And it irks the piss out of me that a guy that I hate that, he reinvigorated the team. If you're that weak-minded, you're not an NFL football player. If that's where you're at,
right.
You had this defense and this coaching staff and this running back and a more talented quarterback. I don't think anybody that knows football at all would argue Cam Newton is more talented than Sam Darnold. Does he turn the ball over less? Historically, no. In one game, sure. And I just need you to remember this. Just remember the first 4 games, Sam Darnold looked like the best quarterback in franchise history. You know what happened? The NFL figured it out. And you know what they'll do with Cam Newton, who is grossly more limited? They'll figure it out. But enjoy. Enjoy your victory lap. Enjoy taking your shots at me. Enjoy your... there's one in mind. I have one Panther fan in mind that I'm specifically thinking of here. Enjoy thinking you know the sport better than I do. I've been doing this for a minute. This is not my first. This is not my first tour on the turnip truck. Just so you know,
right?
And I've seen more than one of these. You know how many times they've worked? 0.
Ronnie George, I'm with you. He's never rolled my eyes harder than when he took off his helmet and screamed, "I'm back," because we all knew how this was going to go.
Yep.
We all knew the reaction was going to be, "Oh, see, it fixed everything." Okay. I mean, let's see. Let's see if, I almost believe that they might be better off with Cam playing this role, like you just said, of coming in special packages.
No doubt.
Yeah.
There is no doubt in my mind that's how this would work the best. The problem, and I hate to hurt your feelings, Panthers fans.
Oh, no.
I do. Because it's not, the ones that listen to our show, it's not you. Go to your message boards. Just go to any Panther message board. That's it. Just go to your Panther message boards and read what they're saying. That's what does it. That's what does it. Because, see, here's what happens. When a coach knows that the entire fan base is you don't want to get booed at home. Matt Rule knows definitively. If he trots P.J. Walker out next week in Bank of America Stadium, what's going to happen? The first ball that hits the ground, that place will boo him senseless. Until Cam winds up on the field. And I will bet you $1 to a donut, Matt Rule knows P.J. Walker is better for this team than Cam Newton is, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Right.
That's what I've been trying to argue with, and it's this very tiny little bit of the fan base that is so hard-headed that they can't listen to what I'm saying. All they think I'm saying is, well, Cam Newton sucks. No, I never said that. I said I think he's an average to below-average NFL quarterback. The problem is that the fan base is so beholden to him that now it's out of the coach's hands. Now the fans are coaching this team because there's nothing you can do. Now you're stuck with him. By hook or by crook. If he comes in and turns the ball over 4 fucking times, what can you do? Nothing. Nothing. And that is the reason that Matt Rule will ultimately leave this team to take the Penn State job when James Franklin takes either USC or LSU, and away we will go. Because Matt Rule has got to be looking at this going, this is absolutely a nightmare.
Rob Johnson said in the comments that the FPI only has the Panthers as a 16% chance to make the playoffs. Yeah, you know why that is?
Because their schedule is horrendous.
There aren't a whole lot of wins left on the schedule. They've got the Washington football team coming up next, which they could win that game.
They could.
They could win that game. I mean, Chase Young is out with an injury, so the pass rush is not going to be that great it's still going to be real good, but they might be able to sneak a win there.
Just remember that's the coaching staff in the NFL that knows Cam Newton the best.
Exactly. Going up against Ron Rivera and Scott Turner. Exactly. Then you got to go to Miami, who that's not going to be easy. The way Tua's been playing and the way that defense has stepped it up in the last 3 weeks.
By the way, these are the easy ones.
Then you got the bye week, and then you got the Atlanta Falcons. You can win that one. It's easily attainable game. And then you go at Buffalo, Tampa Bay, at New Orleans, at Tampa Bay to end the season. That's 4 more losses. Easy. Maybe New Orleans. I mean, New Orleans ain't really clicking on all cylinders.
New Orleans should have beaten Tennessee in their house yesterday. They should have. They should have beaten Tennessee in their house. That's a loss. It's a. I mean, and could they catch one of those? Sure. Sure you could. Sure you could. That's never been my qualm. My argument's never been, you're not a better team with Cam Newton. My argument is that you're still not a good team.
Right. But at that point, best you can hope for. Pie in the sky, sneak a win in one of those games. Pie in the sky, you're 9-8.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're going to walk into the playoffs, and then what? And then what?
Slaughter.
You're not going anywhere. Yeah, exactly.
Slaughter.
You're not going anywhere. You're going to wind up playing the Green Bay Packers or the LA Rams or somebody, and you are probably going to get run off the field.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be good. So, I mean, I get it. This is all well and good, but in the long term, what's it going to do for you? Other than create division, again, within your fan base, within your locker room, there's going to be the portion of guys who go, Cam is a dead end. Why are we not fostering our young quarterback that we just traded 3 draft picks for? It's just going to be a problem.
If you look through all of sports, there is a commonality of players that I have long said get under my skin.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's James Harden, Russell Westbrook, Cam Newton, Allen Iverson, on and on and on down the line. You know what they all have in common? They're very me.
They're me guys.
They're very me. I matter. I'm back. Not we're back. Notice that. Notice it's not we're back. It's I'm back.
It's never been about we with Cam.
I'm well aware. And you know what else they all have in common? They all have as many rings on their hands as I do.
Mm-hmm.
0. That's the problem. That's the thing that Panther fans don't want to hear. Are you more interesting? Sure. You know what that $1 will get you? A Coke.
Mm-hmm.
Does it give you a reason to go to the stadium and, yeah, keep pounding. Bah, bah, yeah. Yeah.
You're a sideshow.
More power to you.
You are a sideshow with Cam Newton.
Mm-hmm. And so that's...
And you'll never be more than that.
And that's,
you
if
had
that's
the
what you
opportunity
wanna be,
to,
that's fine.
Yeah, you had the opportunity to be more than that. And what happened? Your sideshow got on the main stage. They got into the main event and shit their pants.
So if this is my new rule with the Panthers. I'm now just going to sit back and watch it. I'm done talking about it. I'm done talking myself in circles. So I said it yesterday. Good win for the Panthers. It seems to be that Panther fans are giving the credit to entirely the wrong person, but you know, that's not my team. Don't care. And I will sit back and watch. And we will move on to other games.
Yep. Green Bay and Seattle. That was an interesting one.
We expected boring as
we
dishwater.
expected all these offensive fireworks and didn't get any of it. I mean, this is a 3-0 game through 3 quarters. Like, what in the hell are we watching here?
It was really hard to watch at times.
It was. And they wanted it to be a thing. God, they wanted it to be a thing. Like, I was watching I had the red zone in here while I was working on basketball, and they just kept going back to that game, like hoping something was going to happen. And it never really did.
Do you know what the total yardage number in this game was?
I'd say it was like 620.
601.
Yeah.
393 to 208. The Seattle Seahawks, too, had 208 yards in this game against a defense that's markedly better than people think. I'm going to say this as clearly as I can.
Okay.
It's over in Seattle. They rushed Russ back, and it was super obvious. This is not, and I heard Tony Romo say, if I heard him say this once, I heard him say it 10 times. This is rust for Russell Wilson. No, this is hurt. This is what hurt looks like. This is what, when doctors say we can't physically believe he's playing an NFL football game, that's what they're talking about. And now I'm going to say this even more emphatically. I don't care if Russell Wilson is the quarterback. I don't care if Jim Zorn is the quarterback or Geno Smith or Gino Torretta or Uncle Rico from Napoleon Dynamite.
Right.
I do not give a flying rat's ass who your quarterback is. You're bad, bad. Now, let's play a fun game with the Seattle Seahawks.
Okay.
Who do they play next week?
Don't know.
They play the Arizona Cardinals, who will welcome back Kyler Murray and are probably going to be a little pissed about how last week went. And then They play at the Washington football team on Monday Night Football. Everybody scores on you. Everybody scores on you.
Mm-hmm.
You don't think that pass rush is going to get to Russell Wilson with this sieve of an offensive line? Then you go 49ers, at the Texans. That's a win. At the Rams, Bears, Lions, at the Cardinals. I see a path that this team does not win 5 games. I see a path to that. I see a path that there's one more win on this schedule all year long.
Mm-hmm.
And so now the question becomes, how long are you going to keep trotting Russ out there? Because if you didn't see that he's hurt, I can't help you. He's either hurt or he randomly got bad at football in 3 weeks. It's the first time he's been shut out in his life.
Mm-hmm.
In his life, that is the first time he has ever been shut out at a football game.
Mm-hmm. Well, you got to give Green Bay's defense a little bit of credit. I mean, they were able to get pressure on Russ. They were able to put him into bad situations,
but
and
why?
he threw a couple of picks.
Why were they able to do that? Because there's a problem here that we're not even talking about.
Okay, what's that?
DK Metcalf's a head case. Straight up, he's a head case.
Yeah.
He got ejected out of this game for getting into a fight with half of the Green Bay Packers.
Mm-hmm.
Then tried to check back in the game in what is still one of the most awe-inspiring things I've ever seen. He just ran in the huddle like, yeah, I'm supposed to be here.
Yeah.
I can be here.
Yeah.
No, you can't. He was completely out of that game from early on.
Right.
And so now, if I'm a coordinator that goes up against this team, you know what my goal is?
Find the biggest asshole on my defense and put him on DK Metcalf.
Yeah, I'm going right at you.
Yeah.
I'm going to press you off the line.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to jam you. I'm going to tug on your little towel. Mm-hmm. I'm going to tug on your hand warmer. I'm going to tug on your jersey. I'm going to do everything to piss you off because it's not the first time I've seen him do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually the third time I've seen him do it this year. He's a head case.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be honest with you, Tyler Lockett ain't far behind him. Tyler Lockett was so far removed from that game that I think I had more of an involvement than he did. Because as soon as the ball's not coming his way, he's completely out of it.
Right.
So now you have two legitimate playmakers that are really easy to take out of games. And now it's Russ against the world. This is what he was talking about in the offseason. He saw this coming.
Mm-hmm.
He'd never admit that out loud, but he saw this coming. He's been around DK. He's been around Tyler Lockett. He knows what. Did you notice who got the lion's share of targets yesterday? It's Gerald Everett. You know why? Because that's the one that Russell trusts. That's the one that doesn't give up on routes. That's the one that doesn't get into fights. That's the one that doesn't go to the sideline and pout.
Mm-hmm.
And now Russell looks. Did you see the end of this game?
I mean, I believe so.
But did you pay attention to Russell Wilson's body language at the end of this?
I wasn't watching that closely.
He just kind of roamed around like, I don't really know who to talk to here.
Right.
He talked to Aaron. He talked to LaFleur.
Mm-hmm.
And then he just kind of roamed around. And I watched his body language like, I'm in this all by myself.
Mm-hmm.
There is no shot, in my opinion, that Russell Wilson's on this team a year from now. And Pete Carroll will not be the head coach of this team next year. There is about to be a rebuild in Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be aggressive. Because they just don't have much. There are 2 players on that defense that should be starting on an NFL team. Period. It's Jordan Brooks and Darrell Taylor. That's the only 2 players that I see week in, week out. Jamal Adams is the most clueless safety I think I've ever seen. I have never in my life watched a player and gone, God, I'm so glad we traded him. The game-sealing touchdown
that
A.J. Dillon plunges in. Jamal Adams comes off the edge. What'd they do? I'm just going to run this way.
Mm-hmm.
You're coming that way? I'm just going to run this way. And then Jamal comes around the back, and what does he try to do? I think he tried to stick his finger in A.J. Dillon's ass. That's the only movement I actually saw him make. Did that do a thing? Maybe he'll fumble.
Speaking of A.J. Dillon, it's A.J. Dillon time in Green Bay. Unfortunately, MCL sprain for Aaron Jones. He's going to be out for a while. MCL sprains don't go well.
2 weeks.
You think so?
Well, he did this a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Other knee. He'll miss about 2 weeks. And that's fine. A.J. Dillon is back-end RB1. I haven't seen pricing for DraftKings next week, but you rest assured A.J. Dillon's going to be pretty high on my list.
He's going to be in that 65 to 71 range.
I don't know that he'll be that high.
I mean, hell, James Conner was in that range this week. So
yeah, but James Conner had just gone nanners the week before.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, do we have it? Do
is it out already?
Yeah, it is. All right, let's see. A.J. Dillon is 6,200.
62. All right, so I was off by just a little bit. Do you know who they play
next week?
Green Bay?
Mm-hmm.
No.
The Minnesota Vikings.
Well, that should be fun.
Yeah, he's the free space on the board. If you remember yesterday, I told you the two free spaces on the board were Dearness Johnson and Ramondre Stevenson. And the Tennessee Titans.
Mm-hmm.
I said Dallas Cowboys wrong, but sweet God, Dallas Cowboys beat Atlanta to death.
Yes, they did.
By the way, did you say that game did not cover? Dallas scored 45 freaking points and that game didn't cover.
I did not see that.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, that's right, because it was like 52 or
54
something.
54
and a half.
And I kept telling you.
Yep, you did.
You just don't know that you're doing this right.
I did not think that it was going to be a complete shutdown by the Dallas defense, which it was. And that's why, I mean, Dan Quinn got the game ball at the end of it for beating his old team. I told you that's one thing that I was concerned about was he knows Matty Ice pretty well.
If you had told me Dallas was going to average 3 yards a carry in this game, I would have said you were out of your mind.
Right.
If you had said that and then told me the Cowboys were going to win 43-3.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, Josh Rosen, lowest QBR in NFL history.
Nice.
Oh, tied for it. I mean, there have been a few.
Is it 0.0?
0.1.
0.1.
You cannot be a 0.0. As long as you take a snap, you're a 0.1.
Okay.
Josh Rosen, 1 of 6, 14 yards and a pick.
Awesome.
Tremendous.
Way to go.
And bad thing, Matt Ryan was not much better.
Unfortunately, I had the wrong Dallas Cowboy. I thought it was going to be Amari Cooper. It ended up being CeeDee Lamb. You told me, yeah. I didn't look at the matchups when I saw that.
And I can't for the life of me figure out how Atlanta, didn't just at some point go, maybe we should put AJ Terrell on CeeDee Lamb because he is eating our lunchbox. Maybe we should. And they didn't.
Mm-hmm. Matt Ryan had 0.68 fantasy points yesterday.
Unsettling part of this, Cordero Patterson only had 5 touches.
Mm-hmm.
That's really unsettling to me. And it doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the example. I don't know why what the excuse for that would be.
You were about to say because they were down.
Right.
You weren't down that much early, and this is a guy that should have 5 touches per quarter.
No kidding. Yeah. And that's what I was going to say was, running back, then it makes sense. But he's a different kind of animal. He's the receiving back.
Yeah,
should have had some.
They leaned on Wayne Gallman. Yeah, Russell Gage, by the way. He had a $3 billion.
Mm-hmm.
He had 3 targets. No touches. Ooh.
When you said that yesterday, I went, I don't like Russell
Well, if
Gage.
you remember, I said I would go I said it was possible.
Right.
That Matt Ryan, Kyle Pitts, Russell Gage. I said Kyle Pitts by himself wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I said
did he do anything worth
4 for 60?
Okay.
He wasn't as good as Dan Arnold. The tight end whisperer strikes again.
Good for you.
By the way, I cashed for like the 9th of 10 weeks this week.
Nice.
With a lineup that I didn't give out. Sorry, I couldn't. It was mine, and I had to have it. And it had Ramondre Stevenson. By the way, greatest fantasy trade I've ever made in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I traded Joe Mixon and Zach Moss for Miles Sanders, Jimmy Garoppolo. Now, this is a super flex, so quarterbacks are way more valuable in super flex. Jimmy Garoppolo and Ramondre Stevenson.
So for 1 week at least, you got the way better part of that.
Ramondre Stevenson's the running back you want in New England going forward.
I would agree.
Period. He's the running back you want going forward.
Mm-hmm.
Ramondre Stevenson, the rest of the year, is a running back 2 to me. He will split with Damian Harris, but guess what he's going to get? All the goal line carries.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to know why, go back and watch that game with Cleveland and watch the 2-yard touchdown run where he gets hit at the 1 and
it didn't stop.
And technically, I think the defender has to be the one that hits you. I think when you phrase things like that, Unfortunately, it did not go the defender's way.
Right.
Because Ramondre run him over.
Uh-huh. And that's the number one thing that I liked most about him coming out last year was, holy cow, this guy is a beast when he gets inside the 5. I always thought that was going to be his path. Then Bill's figuring it out. Bill's figuring it out that this guy needs to have equal touches. And I think you'll see that going forward. Will it get to a point where he dominates? Where he becomes the 1A? Or the A1? How am I supposed to say that? 1A?
1A.
Yeah, the 1A to Damian Harris's 1B. Could be. If they keep winning.
I mean, here's the thing. He's what Bill likes. He's LeGarrette Blunt. That's exactly what he is. Because he has enough speed to, if he gets out on the edge, he can hurt you. And in between the tackles, he can just kill you. He can just run you over.
Right.
So,
but there's also the question of, is he? What's his name? What's the white guy's name?
Peyton Hillis.
No, the one that was in New England.
Oh, Rex Burkhead.
Rex Burkhead. Is he the new Rex Burkhead, where he'll just have these weeks and then he'll disappear for 3 weeks?
No, Rex Burkhead was kind of a Swiss Army knife because he could do a lot of things. Ramondre Stevenson can do very little things. Mm-hmm. But when he gets the ball in his hands, he is tough. Mm-hmm. I mean, this is a guy that they talked about in the preseason. I didn't buy it, but here we are.
43.
And I have to say this about New England. I did not think they had that gear in them because they beat Cleveland to death.
They did, but it's not the first time they beat a team to death this year.
It's the first time they beat a team with more than 2 wins to death.
Mm-hmm.
And I still look at it and just go, meh.
Meh.
You beat a team that
That's
had
the best you got? Meh.
You beat the hell out of a team that had 81 yards passing.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, they had more than that. That's what Case Keenum had. 118 yards passing. Yay.
Yeah.
Good for you. New England is better than I have given them credit for.
Yes.
That is the best I will give you.
And they are a playoff team. I believe they will be a playoff team.
I don't know because the backside of there's a chunk of their schedule. There's a chunk of their schedule from Thanksgiving to Christmas, actually. You'll know what they are.
Mm-hmm.
They play at the Falcons next week, and I'm sorry, Atlanta Falcons, this is not going to go well for you.
Right.
But then you go Titans at the Bills, at the Colts, Bills.
Mm-hmm.
That could be 4 losses.
Could be.
I think
I like them over Indianapolis.
I don't on the road. I do not on the road. And I don't like them against Buffalo. Buffalo just has a gear that you don't have. I get Josh Allen, you get Mac Jones.
Mac Jones.
Yeah. I mean, could they make the playoffs? Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. I don't think they have that next gear.
Right.
And this is the problem that I always had with Mac Jones. By the way, can we stop with the Mac Jones is quarterback 1 out of this draft class? He was the most prepared by a lot. He's also the oldest. Mm-hmm. If you're telling me right now you would rather have Mac Jones than the other 4 quarterbacks in this draft class, the only way I can really, in an equitable way, tell you what I hear when you say that, tell me you're a fucking idiot without telling me you're a fucking idiot. Oh, Trevor Lawrence has been bad. Yeah, because he's on a bad team. Mm-hmm. Zach Wilson has been bad. Yeah, because he's on a bad team. Trey Lance has been bad. Yeah, what do you think I'm going to say? Mm-hmm. Justin Fields, same way. They're all 4 more talented than Mac Jones. And it's not really all that close. Now, Mac fits in this offense really well. Mm-hmm. But if you're telling me you think Mac Jones is going to be a better pro than the 4 of them, that will be the end of me asking your opinion.
And there's a lot of that going around because of,
it's everywhere.
Because of the super efficiency that he has and completes 75% of his passes and blah 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 blah. Okay, I mean he's fine. Mm-hmm. He's fine. But yeah, when you're looking at quarterback ceilings, there is no comparison.
He averages 233 yards a game. Mm-hmm. He does exactly what he's asked to do. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's to me that narrative. Oh, Mac Jones is the best quarterback in this class. That's funny. You're saying the most limited in a way that I've never heard most limited said best. That's a new pronunciation of that I've never heard before. Mm-hmm. Armchair asked me, is there anything that will change your mind? No, not really. I mean, because what my question would be, and this would be my question directly to him, what are you wanting me to say? Can you be a playoff team? Sure. Do I look at Tennessee and Buffalo and and Baltimore and these high side teams and go, you can't shoot out with them? Sorry, I mean, you can't.
Right.
Do you want to be the 6th best team in the AFC? You are that. I mean, what more do you want me to say?
Mm-hmm.
Do you, honest to God, want me to tell you that I think this team with Mac Jones could beat Baltimore with Lamar Jackson? And he said, I'm a reasonable Patriots fan. 100% you are. This is a team run by an excellent game manager.
Yep.
I'll agree with that.
Yep.
You're a very high-end version of Alex Smith without the feet or the broken one.
And what that equates to is winning records.
Yeah.
You're going to have winning records. You're going to be 9-8. You're going to, top side in Mac Jones's career. You might end up with a 1-12-5 season at some point, and you might make a deep run in the playoffs. But is this a Super Bowl team?
I don't see that coming. Because here's going to be the problem. All right. And let's just go down the schedule. All right. So take Miami away. That's the first game of the season. That doesn't really count.
Mm-hmm.
Take out the Jets, Houston, Carolina, because Carolina, I still don't think is good, and they certainly weren't good then.
Mm-hmm.
The one good team you've beaten was the Chargers. That's it. Who the Vikings just went in.
That's a 500 team. All right.
So they're literally telling you what they are. They got shellacked by New Orleans. They just didn't have enough against Tampa Bay. They just didn't have enough against Dallas. You're going to see that. You know why? Because those teams score really easily. I don't give a fuck how good your defense is.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to stop those teams on a realistic basis.
But here, given the ability to build on what Mac Jones is, this super efficient game manager quarterback, you can put more pieces around him.
Well, you're out of money. The problem is that you shot your entire wad to get here. And be really honest, what's the piece that you can put around it?
Yeah, they have no money left for next year.
Limited. Yeah. I mean, they're very leveraged.
You go out and use your draft picks to get some young receivers in there.
But that's the point. What does it matter? What does it matter? Okay, so
it matters giving better weapons, and this can be a better team.
You've got 2 really good yak receivers right now. I could argue you're not going to wind up with you wind up with more talented receivers. You can't necessarily wind up with better for him than what you have right now.
Okay.
Jacoby Myers and Hunter Henry, this assimilation, this is the best it's going to be. This is an ideal scenario for Mac Jones. And here's what Armchair texted me last night and said, I can't wait to hear you say nice things about the Patriots. And I said, I'm going to at first.
Right.
Here's the problem. Mac Jones is a really high-end version of Baker Mayfield. That's it. I could say the same thing about Mac Jones that I've said about Baker Mayfield forever. You will be really good on a rookie deal. And then when you get paid, and I cannot afford to put all of these things around you, and the running backs go away, and this unbelievable offensive line, and this defense goes away, now you're just an average game manager quarterback. Your ceiling is super low.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw that he asked, is there some Patriot hate in there? No. No, there's not. I'm just being honest with you. You got a 70-year-old coach who, by the way, is a lot of why you're here. I throw a lot of shade at Bill. Bill called as good of a game as I have ever seen yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Top 5 probably best games I've ever seen called defensively because Baker looked like he wanted to go sit on the sideline and suck his thumb.
Mm-hmm.
And then he got hoodie. And Case Keenum came in and was worse. It was an elite defensive game call.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is that you're still going to come up again. Just look at your schedule moving forward. Ryan Tannehill, Josh Allen twice, and then whoever you play in the playoffs, if you get into the playoffs. I don't think you can score with them.
Yeah. Armchair says this team will go as far as the defense can carry him. And
100%.
You're right.
And at this point in the NFL, the defense can only take you so far.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have that other gear. That was my drawback on Mac Jones. Now, have I thrown some Patriot shade in there just because, well, I think it's funny? Yes. But this is a team that will routinely, with Mac Jones, be 8-9, 9-8, 10-7.
Mm-hmm.
Then you get into the playoffs, and now you just don't have that gear.
Right.
This is the best way I can explain it. The New England Patriots are a really tricked out Nissan Maxima.
Okay.
And it's fast, and it's sleek, and it's comfortable, and everything's good. But then a Corvette lines up next to you.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you don't have that gear. They got a gear at the end that you don't have.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have it. Armchair Commentary said post the hockey content's coming today. It will be the trailer for the afternoon show. He sent me his stuff, and it was in this gigantic file that my computer was just like, I don't know what to do. Because I don't have a condenser. All of our stuff goes straight into it. So this is the first time I've ever farmed out stuff from somebody else. And my computer just went, I don't know what to do with that. What are you asking? What do you want from me here? Like, all right, start it today, and it'll be done on Tuesday.
Yeah.
How's that sound?
So did you start it? Is it okay? We're gonna be good for that.
What?
To get it out?
Yeah, it's been loaded. Now I just got to put the green screen in.
Nice.
It took almost a solid day to load.
New England Patriots beat the Cleveland Browns 45-7. It was gross.
Yeah, it was ugly.
Let's talk about that Jacksonville Indianapolis game.
But before we move off New England, we hadn't really talked about. We hadn't
talked about Cleveland.
Oh, there's not much to talk about.
I mean, Baker's hurt again.
There's not much to talk about. This is the worst team in the division. They are the worst team in the AFC North. I told you that a long time ago.
You did.
Yeah, and that's what they are. This is the worst team in this division. Oh, you can run the ball and you play really good defense. Cool. You get up against a team that can score with you and can stop you, and you can't contend with them. Mm-hmm. Asheville Police Chief David Zack asked me yesterday, would you extend Baker Mayfield? No. No shot.
Thankfully, the X-rays were negative. No structural damage on Baker Mayfield. Unfortunately, Troy Hill had to be taken to the hospital with a neck injury.
A lot of dudes taken to the hospital yesterday. Just throwing that out there.
Well, they had to immobilize him and all that, get him out of the stadium. Thankfully, he had feeling in all his extremities and was awaiting further evaluation throughout the night just to make sure that he's okay before they let him go from the hospital. He did not make the trip back to Cleveland with the team. He will be going, hopefully, this morning when he is cleared. I mean, when Cleveland doesn't have their rushing attack, they're different.
I don't care if they do. Dearness Johnson was good.
Oh, yeah.
Dearness Johnson was very good. Problem is he didn't get the ball enough. And I put a lot of this on Kevin Stefanski. You got to know what you are. I could argue Dearness Johnson's a top 25 running back in the NFL. That's how good he looks at times.
It's hard to argue. I mean, he started 2 games and he's got, 250 yards rushing?
Yep. And I am still pissed that I got screwed on his 100-yard game. His last carry, he lost a yard.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so I got the 100-yard bump, which, it only cost me a little.
It's a big bonus in that league?
No, it was on DraftKings. It's a 3-point bonus. Yeah, I missed the big cash by
ouch.
By 5 points.
Oh,
so I would have needed that and something else. Mm-hmm. They at least gave it back to me on Ramondre Stevenson because he lost it for a minute, and then they gave it back to him.
The Jacksonville Jaguars, Indianapolis Colts.
Hey, there's a lot to talk about here.
Oh, yeah?
I don't think you understand sarcasm.
I was like, I don't know about that. I mean, Jonathan Taylor, he's damn good at football.
Yeah, he's good at the footballs.
Mm-hmm. Carson Wentz, not that great. It depends on week in, week out.
Tank almost pissed the greatest DFS lineup ever because he had Jamal Agnew for $3,000, which is still dumbfounding to me.
Mm-hmm. I did.
James Robinson's a week in, week out play. I don't care who they're playing against. I don't care. As long as he's on the field, he's a play.
Agreed.
Other than that, Michael Pittman, also good at the footballs.
Mm-hmm.
Dan Arnold is a tight end 1. There's a phrase I never thought I would say out loud. Dan Arnold is a tight end 1.
The Jacksonville Jaguars defense, though, they have shown the last couple of games. Obviously, the Buffalo game went very well, and I felt like the defense, especially in the second half, they stepped up and started getting a lot more pressure and made some big plays. And and Carson Wentz had a bad game, as he does every other week.
Yeah, it was a big old gross fest.
But they were Indianapolis was up. Was it 20-0 at one point? 20-3 or 27 or something like that.
Let's see, it would be 20-9.
20-9. That's what it was. They were up 20-9, and ended up holding off Jacksonville in the second half.
Because Frank Reich can't help but throw. He just, I'll never understand this. How you have not learned this time and time and time again, because you've done this. I swear to God, this is like the 5th game that Indianapolis has let a team either get back in it or stay in it for way longer than they should have because he cannot figure out, run the damn ball. You have the best running back in the NFL. Give him the ball. And this is all I can think when I watch Indianapolis in the 4-minute drill.
We got to recharge your Brave batteries. That's the sound the bear makes.
It's my favorite button. I can't help it. That's my favorite button we've ever had.
All right, the Buffalo Bills took care of business against your New York Jets. This should be quick.
Yeah, because you know how I felt yesterday?
I'm here for the gangbang.
Yeah, it was not good.
Oh, you definitely got fudged. 45-17. I told you that the Buffalo Bills are going to be out to hurt your feelings this week.
They were not fucking around. And I'll be honest with you. There was a lot of classless by Buffalo at the end of this. I mean, you're still sitting here throwing up. I mean, hellfire, they're 45-10. And you're still throwing. I don't care what was said to you. That's dumb. That is dumb, and if you do it for long enough, I'm just telling you, the way the NFL works, if you start trying to run the score up on me, I do have a helmet, and I can hit you as hard as I fucking want to.
Right.
And they did it. Josh Allen got hit as hard as I've seen a quarterback get hit in the last 2 years.
That was a brutal shot.
And I'm sitting here going, you earned that. I told Asheville Police Chief David Zack, he earned that. You deserved every ounce of that. This is where the backup should be at. You're out here to style points to beat the hell out of the Jets. They're god-awful. And the legend of Mike White.
Yeah, that's done.
That was a short book.
That's done.
Let's see if I have let's see.
You are one pathetic loser.
Yep, that'll work. That's good enough.
Yeah, that lasted for all of, 90 game minutes?
It was a whirlwind 3-week love affair, and well, he's dead now.
And, look, he's no better than Zach Wilson. Never was and always lost. 4 interceptions, no touchdowns yesterday for Mike White. And the offense of the Buffalo Bills did exactly what I thought they were going to do, except for be able to run the ball. That never was in play yesterday. It was
that they would run 19 people. Davis freaking Webb had 2. Well, those were 2 kneel downs. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
And you know what? As a Jets fan, looking at us at 2-7 and seeing the Seattle Seahawks at 3-6, there's only one thing I can say to that.
It's all part of the plan.
You're going to have them back-to-back draft picks, and you can't wait.
Wait.
Good. Let the hate flow through you.
Josh Allen threw for 366 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. He was 21 of 28 on the day. Stephon Diggs, it's good to see him have a big game. 162 receiving yards and a touchdown.
And by the way,
and for some reason, Matt Breida.
He's the thing.
Matt Breida scored twice.
He's the thing. Every once in a while.
Would you like to know the guys in fantasy football that Matt Breida beat out yesterday?
Oh, God. There'd be some good ones.
Uh-huh.
You just give me the list.
Najee Harris, Austin Eckler, and DeAndre Swift. He scored more points than all 3 of those guys yesterday. Yeah. And if you had that, you're a witch. 45-17, absolute beatdown by the Buffalo Bills over the New York Jets. Tennessee Titans held on against the New Orleans Saints, 23-21. This was another gross one. Of just no Alvin Kamara, Trevor Simeon's out there, trying to lead the rally of the New Orleans Saints. You got Mark Ingram out there catching passes and
by the way,
scoring touchdown.
You remember when I told you not to play Mark Ingram?
Yeah, that was a mistake.
No, I was still right. It's just for the love of God, I didn't know he was going to. Stupid Mark Ingram.
It wasn't right. It wasn't right. He scored 20 points yesterday.
Yeah, he didn't mean to. He averaged 3.4 yards a carry, which is exactly what I thought was going to happen. Mm-hmm. He had one big-ass catch. Woo. And he fell in the end zone when he shouldn't have.
Right.
Still maintain I was right. By the way, Dearness Johnson, still the right call.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
And Ramondre Stevenson, far superior.
Great call on that one as well.
There's not a lot here.
But, I mean, did you take anything away from Tennessee almost losing the game?
No. Here's what I took away from this game. Trevor Siemian is here to stay. He is going to continue to be the quarterback of this team, and that is not right, but it is the case. And I think you'll see Taysom Hill's role grow.
Mm-hmm.
But good God, that team is hard to watch. There's just nothing to them offensively.
No.
By the way, if you had Marcus Johnson as the leading receiver of the Tennessee Titans yesterday,
you're a witch.
You are the devil.
Yeah. Going to get burned at the stake. New Orleans had a chance to tie the game at the end, but didn't get the 2-point conversion, which we could have ended up with 2 ties yesterday.
Well, that would have just sent it to overtime.
Yeah.
Somebody would have scored in overtime.
I know. But we did have a tie yesterday. The Detroit Lions didn't lose a game for the second week in a row.
Oh, wait.
I'm your boy.
I'm your boy. Name him Carl. What in the... How in the world does Detroit tie Pittsburgh at home?
Because they're a tough team.
No,
and they're just out there chewing kneecaps.
They're
and they're just fighting for every last inch. And guess what? All we needed to happen was Mason Rudolph to get the call.
For Godwin Igwebuike to have a 42-yard touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you needed.
It takes all members of the team to make the dream work. Come on.
Do you know what Jared Goff's? Not according to Panthers fans, it takes one. Do you know what Jared Goff's QBR was yesterday?
Ooh, let me guess. It was 7.
You're too high. You're too low.
13.
Right on at 14. He was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
If you ever want to know how important a quarterback is, just Mason Rudolph in as Jason Trump called it, a cold poo rain.
Mm-hmm.
And you tie the Detroit Lions.
Congratulations.
Evan Doyle said the NFL OT rules are the most aggravating system, and it's dumbfounding that it still exists this way.
Agreed.
Hashtag college football is best.
Agreed.
I cannot agree with any of those things. The fact that college football now turns into a 2-point conversion off is the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Wrong.
It's not wrong.
It is
Just
wrong.
play a full fucking period. It's not that hard. This is not that hard. Play a full 15 minutes of football, be done with it.
No.
College football overtime is moronic.
We do not accept ties. This is not soccer. We don't
and I just told
like
you,
it.
And I just told you how to fix that. Play a full period.
They did that yesterday, and they still ended up with a tie.
No, they didn't. They played 10 minutes because that's NFL overtime. Oh, we got to player safety. They put helmets on you and tell you to run into each other at full speed for 70 minutes, but player safety, you can't play that extra 5.
Mm-hmm.
Collegiate overtime is the dumbest shit in the world.
Disagree.
And now it's even worse. It was fine when you at least got the ball at the 25 and you had to keep doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're going into like penalty kicks. Stop. That's such bullshit. I see that. And by the way, ECU, thank you, fighting Mike Houston's.
Mm-hmm.
Hell to the Pirates. But at least Memphis did go for 2. Like they just said, hey, overtime's stupid. We're going to go for 2. Absolutely.
But I have to ask the question. Okay, so you don't like the fact that we go to 2-point conversions
that's
to
dumb.
settle it. So are you saying you like the Tennessee or the Texas Oklahoma 77 to 74 or whatever it was?
I liked that better than this. I thought that was equally ignorant.
LSU.
Play a full
It was LSU.
LSU Texas A&M.
Yeah, there you go.
I bet that game. I had the over in that game. Just so,
good for you.
Just so we all know. Which, by the way, was not covering before overtime. I doubled it by the end of it.
Oh, no doubt.
Throwing that out there. 15 minutes, and we ride.
Mm-hmm.
Full 15 minutes. You play another full period. That is overtime.
And if it's still tied,
you play another one.
Okay.
Fucking love. Let's
All right.
do it again.
All right.
I don't care if we play 9 quarters. Go.
We will play 9 overtimes. We've already seen that this year.
And I'll be honest with you, I'm fine with the rule of, hey, if they score, you get the ball, and I think it's a touchdown or not. Mm-hmm. They score, you get the ball. If you want to go for 2 and try to end it, more power to you. Both teams should have a possession, and then be done with it. I hate ties. Ties are stupid.
Okay. I agree with you.
The college overtime is dumb, dumb.
Disagree.
And by the way, the reason that'll never happen in the NFL, people like me.
Yeah, because y'all are dumb.
No,
dumb.
No, because we're betters, and that is a stupid ass. We'll give you the ball at the 2, and we'll just alternate doing this. Fuck off. That's not football.
He's like, no, fuck
like
off.
Soccer.
No, fuck off. I got a 3.5 point spread here. You go to 2-point conversions, I got no chance.
Yeah.
Stop that.
And I've got the under. So piss down the road on that. We can score 9 times in overtime. College overtime is dumb.
I don't like the 2-point conversion.
I
do like the 74 to 77.
77-74.
Yeah, whatever it was.
I hate that rule. We're going to give you the ball at the 25, and we can just keep doing this. Mm-hmm. Or how about we keep playing the same game we were playing for an hour? Does that sound like a plan? Can we do that? Maybe just kick the fucking ball off and we keep playing. Sound like a plan to anybody else?
Right.
Sounds like a plan to me.
And play it until we don't have a tie anymore.
Armchair said, could someone explain how the spread tonight's only 3.5? People like me that take the 49ers.
Yeah.
I have San Fernando.
Still don't like that for you, but okay. But okay. All that matters is you've already lost the important one. Already lost the important one. It would have been so much funnier
with you, too. It would have been so much funnier with you.
Oh, absolutely.
You would have puked, and I laughed.
Probably no doubt about that.
A lot. I would have laughed a lot.
We still got a bunch of the season left, buddy. You still got your shot.
See Tank over here eating a chicken. We just go. Why is it every time I put this bone in my mouth?
I can't even put it in my mouth.
You made me do it. God damn it. That's exactly where I was headed. Why is it every time I put this bone in my mouth, I go. Yeah, like that.
Yep.
Yeah, that's why you took your sip off camera. I saw that.
Mm-hmm. Just on the off chance that, never mind. I was going to say something there that I couldn't. I couldn't come back from.
Yes.
Tampa Bay. Let's talk about the goat. The goat shit in the yard yesterday.
Yeah.
He ate too many cans and it hurts. Can't anymore. The Washington football team beats the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 29-19.
Yeah, this is how I felt for you yesterday.
It's like I took the wrong week to quit drinking.
Yeah.
Well, I picked the wrong week to quit drinking.
That's pretty much it. I was sitting there all day yesterday watching the ticker on my phone going, what is happening right now? That defense is bad.
You want me to tell you what happened?
Yeah.
You got kicked right in the ding-ding.
We did.
And I loved every second
We
of
did.
it.
We got kicked right in the ding-ding. That defense is bad.
It's not good.
This is horrible. Like, you cannot allow, you allowed the Washington football team to run out a fucking quarter. The entire fourth quarter. It was 10.5 minutes, 19 plays. You can't get off the field.
Nope.
And they just ran the clock out.
Uh-huh.
Ended up punching it in for a touchdown, and that is going to be, and here's the other, the biggest kick in the ding-dang came at the end of the game when Vita Vea got hurt on the goal line play. I haven't heard an update on that, and if it's serious, granted, we made the run last year without him, but it's going to be hard. One of the reasons we made the run in the playoffs was when he came back.
Here is the problem that I have with your Buccaneers.
Uh-huh.
There are 4 teams in the NFC that are better than you.
Yes.
Period. There just are. I know everybody wants to think Tom Brady is infallible. Mm-hmm. And by the way, I had to look up the color of your stupid creamsicle, and when I put it on the fucking graphic, it somehow became 2 different colors. I hate your team. God, I hate your team.
Oh, it did. It
became 2 stupid different colors.
Yellowed.
It's the same color.
It started going McDonald's University over there.
It's the same color. I put in the color code. It's the same stupid color.
Yeah.
There are 4 teams in the NFC that are better than you, and they're more complete than you.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Brady is the ultimate cure-all.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I don't think he can cure this. I don't think he can. Tom Brady has to be subhuman every week. Mm-hmm. And if he's not, you're just average. And I can't emphasize this enough. Bruce Arians is not a good coach. He's not. And if you want to know why, go listen to his post-game press conference yesterday. Oh, it's on Tom. Does Tom play defense? Did Tom start moonlighting at linebacker and I didn't know it? Because unless he did, that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life.
We all know what the defense is. That's what he was saying. We all know what the defense is,
he
and
was
we
saying
make
this
dumb mistakes.
He said verbatim, this loss on Tom. Mm-hmm. That's dumb. And that's how people around the league look at you and go, oh, yeah, you're still that same dipshit that you were when you were with the Pittsburgh Steelers and the
and the Cardinals.
The Cardinals and the Colts.
Mm-hmm.
That's the same dipshit that I remember. Oh, having Tom Brady didn't make you smart. That's the whole. I listened to that whole. Chuck G said superhuman, not subhuman. Correct.
There you go.
English words are hard for me sometimes.
Words matter.
Yeah. It's mind-boggling to me. And you got your one Super Bowl, and that's all well and good. But now I'm looking at there are 2 at least teams in the AFC that are better than you, and there's 4 in the NFC. So you're not a Super Bowl favorite anymore. And you're on the backside of the favorites. So to me, saying you're not a favorite anymore is not necessarily an overreaction, but it's close. Mm-hmm. But I look at what he's 7.
It's a massive problem.
Yeah,
the defense is a massive problem because the Washington football team can do that. What do you think any of these other teams are going to be able to do?
Dallas Cowboys,
the LA Rams.
It was the first team I thought of.
The LA Rams, the Dallas Cowboys. Fuck, the Arizona Cardinals. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you know what?
You got problems.
You know what problem I noticed yesterday?
What's that?
What happened? You went unbalanced.
Mm-hmm.
You ran the ball 13 times.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever noticed that every time I seemingly say that, you lose? When you have no balance whatsoever, it's very important to this team, and the only person that cannot figure that out is Bruce Arians.
I hear no lies.
The good game, though, for the Washington football team.
Right.
You didn't really do anything all that well, but you won. So
Mm-hmm.
there's that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, and Antonio Gibson, he scored a couple of touchdowns.
He didn't mean to.
He
averaged 2.4 yards a carry.
Mm-hmm.
He was not good.
No, he wasn't. But touchdowns do cure a lot of ills.
They do. It's just, but this is one of those throw the tape away.
Unfortunately, Chase Young torn ACL. He's going to be done for the year. Sad to see when young players go out like that. But
by the way, T's and P's for the New York Giants.
Why?
Because that's the team you play next Monday night.
Oh yeah.
T's and P's.
Yeah.
It's because that's not going to go well for you. You might beat the Giants by 30.
Maybe. They may very well.
You will score until you get tired of doing it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Tom goes to 16-6 now. When coming off of a bye, the Washington football team getting a rare win before their matchup with the Carolina Panthers next week. It's going to be a lot of great storylines for that game. Detroit Lions, we already talked about that game. We talked about Carolina, Arizona, Minnesota, and L.A. The Vikings and the Chargers.
I reckon I'll have me some of the bacon.
Yep, you got that one.
I'll have me some of the bacon.
That was the one game you got right this week so far. We still have tonight to go.
Oh, I got a lot of games right. This is the one we differed on that I got right.
Exactly. What did you pull away from this? Are you on the bandwagon of the Chargers aren't as good as we thought they were?
Sure am. Because they can't run a greasy peg up a cat's ass.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot. There's 2 things in the NFL that you cannot be bad at concurrently. You can't have no ability to run and no ability to stop the run. That is it's a death nail. Now, I'm going to be real honest.
Yeah, it's the founding tenet of the league,
I'm
of the sport.
real honest. You were pretty good against the run yesterday. I thought Dalvin Cook was going to eat you alive.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't. So you did that well. The problem is that you're the same thing I said with Tampa Bay. You're unbalanced. You're asking too much of Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Josh Palmer, by the way.
Did he do some things yesterday?
He had a couple catches. 4 targets. It's okay.
He's coming around.
Yeah, when Mike Williams invariably gets hurt, he'll be a real thing. He'll be a real boy.
Uh-huh.
And Donald Parham. Donald, don't call me Parham. If I hear one more commentator call him Parham, I swear to God I'm going to lose my mind. I don't care if that's how he wants his name pronounced.
Right.
I don't care. That's not your freaking name. This is the one time I'm going to look at it and go, okay, that is how it's spelled. I got that. But that sounds stupid.
Yep.
Okay, Donald Parham or Donald Parham. Which one sounds dumb ass?
Justin Jefferson had a big day, 9 catches, 143 yards. Tyler Conklin had the 2 touchdowns.
I
Didn't see that one coming. That one got by the tight end whisperer.
Well, the bad thing is I've had Tyler Conklin on damn near every roster I have.
Mm-hmm.
Dropped him for Pat Fryermouth.
Right.
Thanks, Pat.
Yeah.
In the comments, Armchair asked, should Austin Eckler be a complimentary back? Yeah, he should. Because that's what he is.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a down-in, down-out back.
No.
He's not.
It worked really well when you had the guy to go between the tackles with Melvin Gordon.
Yep.
And then Austin Eckler was the gadget piece. It was the Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt thing. He needs to have that guy. And
because right now he's not doing either one of them particularly well.
And part of me wants to think that they might have that guy.
Larry
Roundtree may be that guy, but they just don't use him.
Well, he had 5
and maybe
carries.
he hasn't earned it.
He had 5 carries yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
He struggles in pass pro.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's going to take some time for him, but
right.
They do need somebody that can consistently get them 3 yards on the ground. They don't have that.
Yeah.
They just don't. Austin Eckler's not that guy.
Yeah.
I understand he's built like a Terminator. Woo. By the way, Justin Jefferson, have yourself a merry little fucking day. Good Lord. He's good at footballs.
Yes,
I mean, he is good at footballs. He ate the Chargers alive.
The Chargers aren't as great as I thought they would be.
Nope.
They are very mediocre. They are very middle of the league, just going to be right in this 500 range. Hopefully,
have you seen the rest of their schedule?
Hopefully, they can go 9-8.
Have you looked at the rest of their schedule?
No.
They don't play a team that's not in the AFC playoff picture other than the Giants and the Texans for the rest of the year. They have 8 games. 6 of them are against wildcard contenders. At worst. A couple of them are division leaders.
Yeah, but they're not scary.
That arguably one of the dumber things you've ever said.
Seriously?
6 wildcard contenders, and they're not scary. To this team that can't run at all, anybody with a fucking conscience should be scary to you.
But all of these teams are beatable.
How many of them are better than the Minnesota Vikings? Because I count 5. The Vikings fucking dominated them yesterday. I watched a ton of this game, mainly because it was on against Packers Seahawks, which was making my eyes bleed.
Right.
That's the problem. See, this is the problem with teams like the Chargers. When you're this reliant on one player, teams that are not as good as you can beat you. Mm-hmm. I look at that Bengals game and go, it's on the road. I don't like your chances. Mm-hmm. Pittsburgh, next week on Sunday Night Football, depending on T.J. Watt. Mm-hmm. I don't know that I love that for you. Now, if Ben misses that game, forget I said that.
Right. That's what I'm looking at.
The week after in Denver.
Right.
I don't know that I love that for you.
Mm-hmm. But that's a winnable game.
That's what I'm saying. That's not the point. That's not the point I'm trying to make, though.
Okay.
Every game's winnable for the Chargers. There's no game that they're going to walk into and go, you're going to get the shit beat out of you. If they played the Rams, I still wouldn't go, you're going to lose by 4 scores. They're that good. Every game is winnable. Problem is every game is losable, too. Mm-hmm. There's not one of those that you look at and go, well, they're definitively going to win that.
I mean, Houston. They go to Houston.
Of the games, I just excluded those 2. Of course, I was not talking about those 2. Of the 6 that I'm talking about, there's not one game that you go, I'd bet my house they win that.
No.
There you go. That's the point. Mm-hmm. You know why? Because you have very non-replicable success. That's the problem. Mm-hmm. When the one thing you do well is throw the ball, you can't run. It's getting ready to get cold, and look how many of these games they play in cold weather. Cincinnati in December. You think it's going to be warm?
No.
Denver. No.
Of course not.
The Chargers, to me, are a borderline playoff team. And
agreed.
They need a lot. Minnesota literally dominated them. Mm-hmm. I know what the score says. I don't care.
No disagreements.
Minnesota was in control of this game.
No disagreements.
For much of it.
Mm-hmm. Philadelphia Eagles. Speaking of dominating. They went into
had this
Denver.
right and still am shocked by it.
They went into Denver and got another win on the road, 30-13. Jalen Hurts actually did throw a couple of good balls to Devontae Smith. You got to give him credit for that. 2 touchdowns there, and then they ran the ball, 40-something times?
40 for 214.
Whew.
Let me give you a solid piece of advice if you're in fantasy league. Go get Miles Sanders right now. Because he's going to just be another addition to this. He will take the Boston Scott role. And he's better than Boston Scott.
Agreed.
I like Miles Sanders so much coming forward.
This is what we were trying to say at the beginning of the season. If Nick Sirianni would just run the football, and now they have completely changed the game plan since Miles Sanders got hurt. You throw Miles Sanders into that mix. You remember how good he was at Penn State? Mm-hmm. He could be that good.
Oh, here's a fun question. How many no-doubt playoff teams do the Philadelphia Eagles play between now and the end of the year?
3. 1?
They play the Dallas Cowboys the last game of the season. And Dallas will have had the division locked up for weeks. They go Saints at the Giants, at the Jets, Washington, Giants, at Washington. That's the rest of their fucking schedule.
Wow.
Do you remember earlier this week when I said the Eagles were going to make the playoffs?
Yeah.
Anybody went, you're stupid. You don't know what you're doing. Look at that schedule again. Look at the team you saw yesterday and look at the schedule again. Because Philadelphia is literally going exactly how I told you they would for the last week.
Can they beat the New Orleans Saints? I think that's the toughest one they have
100%
left.
it is.
Other than
Outside the
Dallas.
Cowboys.
Yeah.
And Dallas will be sitting everybody. The Philadelphia Eagles may not lose another game all year.
You're right.
They may not lose another game all year because the Cowboys will have locked up the division. The Saints are not good, and you have to be able to stop them running. And they don't play many good run. They'll beat my Jets by 60. Look, just think of what we just allowed to Matt Breida and realize that the Eagles carried it 40 times yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
At 5.5 yards a clip.
I was thinking back to the Patriots game as well. That could be frightening what the Eagles could do to y'all. I'm in full agreement. Here's the thing. I didn't think it was working, and it wasn't working at the beginning of the season. Now that you've done this, now that Sirianni has gone to this new, I want to call it the triple option offense.
Which it basically is.
Right.
The Eagles are the 7th NFC playoff team. And I firmly believe that.
Wait, what's their record?
4-6.
They're 4-6. Okay, all right.
10 to me, they're 10-7 at worst.
Yeah,
Worst. And the bottom of the NFC is dog shit. I mean, dog shit.
Yep. Playoffs are in the reach.
Right now, I love playing this game, and I love playing it every Monday. Right now, the last team that would get in the NFC is
Carolina Panthers.
That is correct. At 5-5, they are the last team in the NFC playoffs.
Yep. It was the Atlanta Falcons last week, I believe, and now it's the Carolina Panthers.
And when the San Francisco 49ers win tonight, they will only be half a game out of that last spot. Oh, you're so stupid. You have the 49ers and the Eagles making the playoffs.
Just wait.
Don't believe me, just watch.
I think you're off on the San Francisco 49ers, but we shall see.
Look at the schedule.
I understand. I still don't believe in that team.
It's fine. You don't have to.
Let's see here. What else do we have to talk about? Oh, we haven't talked about Kansas City and Las Vegas.
We have, but
but not in depth. That was a beatdown of epic proportions. Now the question becomes, is this who they really are? Are the Kansas City Chiefs back?
Look at this. He didn't see that graphic before.
I did not. Yeah. They are back.
Yeah, I did the Cam Newton thing with Kansas City. They're back!
They found it. They found the motive.
I
mean, did you see Travis Kelce after the game?
No.
Oh God, he did his post game on the field interview, and he was doing the shimmy. He was like, "Look like I got my swagger back." Like, this is what that team can be when everybody sees what they can be, and they're all believing in the mojo again. I know that's very narrative-y for me to say.
It is.
But it's true.
Here's the thing. Alec Ingold was a much bigger loss to extent than anybody let on. Because as soon as he got hurt, they stopped running. I mean, stop. They had 14 carries in this entire game.
Yeah, Josh Jacobs had, 7?
The leading rusher yesterday was who?
For the Raiders?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Take a guess.
Was Kenyon Drake?
Mm-mm.
Was it... Hell, I can't even think. Was it Napoleon Kaufman?
Uh-uh. Oh, and Napoleon Kaufman has been retired for 15 years.
Yes, I know.
It's Derek Carr. He was the leading rusher on the team.
Ooh.
3 carries, 18 yards. He was the leading ball carrier on the team. Armchair got it before I said it because there is a little bit of lag in the. That's
disgusting.
Yeah, I mean, you can't be that unbalanced against this team.
Mm-hmm.
And Havoc said they're collapsing in the second half of the season as usual. I don't 100% agree with you. I don't think they're collapsing.
Okay.
I think the noise is starting to get to them. Here's the problem. Look at their fucking schedule.
Yeah,
Their schedule is horrible.
Cincinnati, at Dallas. You go Washington. You got at Kansas City, at Cleveland, Denver, at Indianapolis, and then the Chargers.
You're not going to get a light shot the rest of the year. Mm-mm. So if you make the playoffs, you're going to, by God, earn it.
Yep.
And I'm just not sure you can do that. And you scoffed at the noise. There's been a lot of noise around this franchise.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually it just gets to you. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just like a prize fighter. You can only take so many shots right between the eyes before you just fall down. I don't give a fuck how tough you are. I don't care how good you are. Eventually, if you get hit in the mouth that many times, you're going to fall down.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I'm at with the Raiders.
Yep.
Is I feel like this team has taken so many shots that they're dead on their feet.
Mm-hmm.
And now you look at this is supposed to be 2 winnable games. Kansas City and the Giants were supposed to be 2 winnable games. You're supposed to be sitting at 7-2 and be able to grind your way to 11-5, 11-6 and make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now you're 5-4. That makes it markedly more difficult. Yep. Now, and again, I don't think they're collapsing. I think the Alec Ingold injury yesterday changed the game plan. They didn't really have another plan. They carted Ingold out, and okay, we don't have a fullback now. Well,
Mm-hmm.
let's just stop running. And so we'll let Derek Carr chuck it up a billion D times. And Deshaun Jackson basically changed the course of the entire game.
Right.
Deshaun Jackson catches a 47-yard pass in the third quarter. And then I think
he threw it to him. He pitched it.
He hit Control-Alt-Delete on his brain.
Right. Because it looked like he pitched it to the defense.
He went.
We got to recharge your Brave batteries.
And I don't know what the fuck.
I mean, that was the mistake he made, though, was he trusted his speed too much. He trusted that he could look over his right shoulder and see Tyrann Mathieu, and that he could cut he could cut horizontally across the field and be fast enough to get away from him. And what did Tyrann Mathieu do?
Well, it wasn't Tyrann Mathieu. It was Rashad Fenton that did it.
Oh, I thought it was Tyrann Mathieu that caught him from behind.
No, Tyrann Mathieu was the one that almost picked it off.
Okay. Whoever it was.
It was Rashad Fenton. I'm telling you it was. Because the thing that blows my mind is everybody said, he got lost, or he got turned around. No, here's what happened. He didn't think about the fact that there could be anybody else back here other than Tyrann Mathieu. So he was looking to see if he had fallen down, and he had. And he had gotten back up, and he was trying to place where he was. Well, there's another player on the other side, you dipshit.
There's a guy right behind you, yeah.
And it was just easy as hell because he's carrying the ball like a loaf of bread.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a comedy of errors. I put a lot of the blame of this game on Greg Olson, the offense coordinator, and the play caller, because I feel like you just tapped. This ball started rolling downhill, and it just never stopped.
Mm-hmm.
That's the Raiders side of this. The Chiefs side of this, I hope you enjoyed it while it lasted, because it's over now.
Yeah.
Do you know who leads the AFC West right now?
It's the Kansas City Chiefs. Back in first place, everything's back to normal. You got Patrick Mahomes out there throwing for 400 yards and 5 touchdowns. It's go time.
And the offense looked different, and everything looked different, and it was different. Mm-hmm. And now you look at they play the Cowboys in the 425 slot next week.
Mm-hmm.
Then they get a bye. Then they get a freaking bye. Because I think they'll be sitting at 6-5. Because I think they're going to lose to the Cowboys.
Sure.
That'll be a game if they don't, the AFC's in trouble.
That'll be a game they won't be favored in.
I don't know if they won't be favored. It's in Kansas City.
Oh, it is in Kansas City. Yeah, they will be favored.
And it's going to be colder than shit.
I bet it opens at 2.
Ooh, I can tell you. That game's already open.
I'd be surprised if it's any higher than that.
I will bet to Kansas City.
Yeah. Kansas City -2.
I would agree with you. I would have had it 2.5.
2.5? Good for you. And then you go Denver and Vegas again, and the Chargers and Pittsburgh and at Cincinnati, at Denver.
There's a lot of winnable games on that schedule.
Of course there are. Because, I mean, even the tougher matchups that they face, if they play this way, they can outscore anybody in the league.
Yeah, and that's the problem.
The question is going to be now.
You let them get on track.
Right.
And you know what they did differently last night?
What's that?
They took advantage of the fact that you're going cover 3, that you're dropping the 3 safeties. And what did they do? They put you hat on hat with Travis Kelce. I bet if I watched them run this play once, I bet I saw them run it 8 times. Mahomes rolls out, he's looking deep. Does somebody fall down? Does somebody do whatever they do? And Travis Kelce's running a delay block. So it's a delayed release route. He runs with the linebacker. As soon as the linebacker turns him loose, chuck it to him. Yep. They did that probably 8 friggin' times. And guess what? There's no way to defend it. My wife asked me this question last night. How do you defend that? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that.
And the way they were passing the ball to Darrell Williams as well, that was a bit of a surprise to me. I don't think I wouldn't have expected him to get that many targets.
No.
I mean, he caught 9 balls.
Yep. It was a crazy day.
Yeah. But it's a frightening prospect of, have the Kansas City Chiefs figured this out? Is this the path forward? Or is it just that the Raiders are collapsing and their defense was just that bad? I'm going to lean more toward we've seen Kansas City do this.
Yeah.
Time and time and time again over the last 3 years.
I saw a Kansas City team that I went, yeah, that's what I've always come to fear from them.
They're back. Kansas City Chiefs.
Hope you enjoyed it while it lasted.
Beat the Las Vegas Raiders last night, gave me the win in the torture ticket. That means on Tuesday, in the last call, Jeremy is going to have to eat the hottest chicken that you can find in town.
Mount St. Hell no. It's hot as hell. I have to do a 30-minute show with no milk.
It's going to be a whole lot of
that.
Yeah. Tonight, we got the LA Rams and the San Francisco 49ers. Of course, Jeremy will give his picks on the game tonight. Of course, we already know where he's leaning on this one. He is taking the San Francisco 49ers. I am on the LA Rams, and you got to win this one. You got to win this one to break even this week.
Yep.
So, if you want to come at the king,
Jesus Christ.
tune in this afternoon on ESPN Asheville. Of course, we'll be right back here on YouTube for the afternoon show every weekday at 3 p.m. You also listen to it everywhere on the iHeartRadio app, as well as see it everywhere on your device here on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. Be sure to join the House of Reprehensibles if you have not, and share it out with your friends, like it, all that good stuff. We appreciate everybody for their support, and we will see you this afternoon.